welcome everyone to our Tuesday yoga practice, 1 hour yoga practice. And today's practice is going to focus on another one of the chakras. We are up to number 7, and there are only 7. So we've made it all the way from the root chakra to the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra. Those were all very physical chakras. And then the link between physical and metaphysical was the heart chakra. We moved on and went to the throat and the third eye, and now here we are. Number 7, it is the crown chakra. Its location is actually outside the body. It's right above your head. So imagine wearing a crown, and that is your crown chakra, right above your head. Its color is violet, so we've moved up through the spectrum of the rainbow, increasing in frequency. If you think about colors as being frequencies, from red, yellow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So picture yourself wearing that violet crown and have that spinning energy right above your head, colored violet. Its element is the cosmos, and its characteristic is our connection to spirituality and enlightenment. So really think about your life energy, and all of these chakras are life energy. And we're going to do something special today. We're going to include poses that tie into life energy with acupressure. Acupuncture. There are certain points in the body. So we're going to touch some of those points today and see how that makes us feel. If you're not into that, acupuncture, you can still do it and just consider it just a different type of a massage or self-myo relaxation. So enjoy today's practice. You do need a couple props. Have a strap available to you. We'll use it at the end, lying down for some stretches, and then we'll use it a couple times during our practice to get deeper into a shoulder stretch. I have it on the mat behind me, so you can have it just setting on the mat, and we'll use it once when we're standing up and again when we're seated. Also, we're going to do half hero pose today, so that's a lot of flexion on the knees. So if you need a block, I have a block available as well. I'll show it with and without the block. And then there are a few knee poses. So if you need a knee pad to cushion your knees, have that available, or a hand towel, or you can double up your own yoga mat. Let's get started. We are going to start with a hand gesture that represents, it's called the mudra of 1,000 petals, like the lotus flower has 1,000 petals. And you create a little triangle with your index finger and your thumb. Your other fingers are just hanging out to the side, but you place that mudra above your head like it's an arrow pointing directly to the heavens. And this is your gateway to your spirituality, your enlightenment. Take 2 breath cycles here. And release the arms down. Roll those shoulders back. We're going to go into our standing spinal warm-up like we always do. So I'm backing up so you can see me head to toe. Make the number 11 with your feet. Tennis ball distance between your big toes. Stack everything over the heels, knees, hips, shoulders, ears, and then tuck your shoulder blades into your back pockets. Let's go into elongation first. Inhale, scoop the air up. Stretch as high as you can, reaching up above your crown chakra, and release the arms down. Go at your own pace here. Warm up the spine with elongation. If you want to involve the lower body, add a little scoop. As you lift up that air, bend the knees, bend the hips. And you'll warm up some of the muscles in the low body as well. Let's do one more, reaching as high as you can on this one, and release it down. Going into standing cat and cow. Exhale, round your back, bend from the hips and the knees. Draw your navel in, hug a giant tree. Inhale, reverse, pinch the shoulder blades together and look up. Go at your own pace. Standing cat, standing cow. Exaggerate the motion. Feel the fluidity in your spine. Imagine it's made of water, like an ocean wave. And you one more pattern of cat and cow, and then release to stand tall. All right, we are going to go into lateral flexion, and today let's bring both hands above the head, creating that candlestick shape, and imagine your hands are right in tune with your crown chakra. Feel that violet energy, and then start to tilt one side and then the other. Breathe. Don't lean forward, we're just tilting side to side, energizing the side body. Let's do one more each side. Release the center, release the arms down, roll the shoulders back, and we'll go into rotation here. Let's add a different arm position. We're going to use this arm position a couple times today. It's an arm position that brings the hands just above the head. So first, just start by touching the back of your head with your fingertips. And now draw your hands to the opposite elbows. So your elbows are out to the side and your arms are just at the top of your head. Feel that violet energy. Wear your crown and start to twist. Twisting to the right and the center and left and center. Exhale as you twist away from center. Inhale back to center. Go at your own pace. Don't lean forward. Don't block out your knees. One more each side wherever you are. And return to center. And release those arms and shoulders. Go ahead and do a few rolls here. We're going to go into a wide forward fold. So step wide on your mat and externally rotate. Heels in, toes out. And we're going to start with just a couple of wide forward folds and then go into windmill. So hands to your hips, shoulders down. Exhale, bear the weight through the balls of the feet and the heels. Don't tip over. And then inhale, lift right back up. Use that core strength. Exhale, flat back. Inhale, lift up. Use the strength. Third one will hold. Exhale, flat back. And now we're going to go into windmill, and we'll do two on the right and two on the left. So let's start with a baby windmill. Place your right hand on your right thigh and lift your left hand to the sky. Baby windmill to the left. Don't lock out those knees. Even though your hand is pressing on the right leg, keep the right knee soft. And now switch, bring that left hand down, and we'll turn that right arm up to the sky. Open through the armpit, relax the left shoulder, breathe, and bring that hand down. Now you can stay here, or you can go a little more deeply by bringing your hands. You could use your block if you have one. You could put your hands on your block to come more deeply into your fold, or if you can, bring your hands all the way to the earth. And once again, left arm up. With your chest a little bit lower, you'll feel a deeper stretch. And bring that hand down, and we'll switch. Right hand up. Keep breathing. And bring the hand down. Bend the knees and roll the body up. And now fold, bend the knees and roll the body up. Imagine you're a ragdoll. Fold and bend the knees and up. Two more. Fold, bend the knees and up. Last time. Fold, bend the knees and up. Walk the feet together. Coming to mountain pose. We're going to do some shoulder rolls. Sometimes we do that and we just become very nonchalant and start rolling the shoulders. Let's do it in slow motion with a 4-step process and really take our time here. Bring those shoulders up to the ears. And now back and down and return to start. Do that twice more in slow motion. Up, back, down, and forward. Last one. Up, back, down, and forward. Shake the arms out. All right, here's the first of our poses that uses a little acupressure. So this acupressure point, and I'm going to come a little bit closer to you, is on the back of the body. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. I'm going to point at my navel. Hopefully you can see that without the background there. And then find that same elevation or height on the back of my body. Now you can let go of your navel. And now touch that spot and remember where that is. And when we activate or energize this spot right here, we are activating our energy. So this is one of the meridians that has to do with energy. So make your gentle fists so that you have little knuckles, and then just tap with the knuckles. Tap that spot, and we're just from the back view. And we're going to take 6 breath cycles, which is about 30 seconds. So just go ahead and breathe. Three more. Last one. And release. You can do that every day and activate that life energy within your body that has to do with your energy, boosting your energy. All right, let's go into some more traditional yoga poses. We're going to go into half forward fold and come back up to mountain a few times. And then we're going to do some other folded poses, going into one that has a shoulder stretch. So that's why I have my strap available to me, so I can pick that up when I'm in my fold. And in fact, if you want to put yours there, and if you want to go ahead and unfurl it so it's ready to pick up, you can just set it there until it's ready to go. You don't have to use it when you do your shoulder stretch. You could just hold your own hand and lift your hands away from your body. All right, let's start though with half forward fold and mountain. So inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, half forward fold. Let your hands come to your thighs or maybe your shins. Making the letter L with your body. Don't lock out your knees. Keep the knees soft, but push your bottoms away. And now bend your knees. Rise up, mountain with T arms. Palms up to the sky, opening through the upper body. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold from the hips, thighs or shins. Soften the knees. Inhale, lift up. Palms open. Do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, fold, half fold. Soften the knees, lift up. Last time. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Soften the knees. Inhale, mountain, and release. Now we're going to go into a full forward fold. So if you need help getting down to touch the mat, you can bend your knees. Try to go as far as you can without bending the knees. So let's start with the half forward fold. Inhale, exhale, hands touch your thighs or maybe down to the shins. And now see if you can slide a little closer. At some point, if you need to bend your knees to touch the mat, go ahead and do that. Or if you can, keep the legs straight and touch the mat. And now once you get there, see if you can straighten those legs out and then cup the elbows and add a little sway. Look at your legs now. Bow your head, relax the back of the neck. Pause the motion and return the hands to the mat. If you have any rings on that have a stone, just turn them to the side and tuck your hands under your feet. Let your elbows bend to the side. If you need to soften the knees a little bit, go ahead and soften the knees. And then once you're in position, see if you can straighten the knees back out. Look at your legs. Bow the head. Breathe. One more breath cycle. Release your hands one at a time. Soften your knees. Pick up your strap or hold your own hand behind your body. Straighten the knees back out and lift the hands up away from your back. Look at your legs. 2 more breath cycles. Return the hands, bend the knees, release your prop, and slowly roll all the way up. Roll those shoulders back. We're going to do one more folded pose. I'm going to show this one from the side view, but you can remain facing. This is just so you can see the side view. We call this pommel horse. It's not really jumping off of a apparatus called a pommel horse, but your hands are going to be on the floor and you're going to lift up 1 foot at a time. This generates strength in the upper body, and it's a preparatory pose if you're going to go into handstand. I'm not going to model handstand in a pose where I cannot spot you, or in a class where I cannot spot you, so we will not do handstand. But we can do this baby version that builds strength. So bend your knees and touch the earth. And now kick your bottom one heel at a time. You can stay here. If you want to add more strength, when you have one foot up, give a little hop, and then switch, and hop. Look towards your knees. One more. Soften the knees and roll up. Ooh, you probably generated a little heat in that pose, and maybe some strength through the arms and shoulders. Maybe that bothered your wrists. If so, let's go ahead and give them a little roll. Go the other way. Give them a shake, and we're going to go into our next sequence of poses. This one has some warrior one poses, side angle, and standing splits, which you can modify standing splits to be supported warrior three. All right, so come to the skinny end of your mat, making the number 11 with your feet. We're going to go into warrior one first. So bring your hands to heart center, roll your shoulders back, let your left heel become light, and step it back, small or medium or deep. Drop the heel down, check to see if your heels are on a balance beam, adjust. Your left toes are pointing out towards the long end of your mat, and your knee is going straight to the skinny end of your mat over the second toe. Going into warrior one, wiggle your toes. Don't grab the mat with your toes, but press with the inner thighs as if you were pressing on a beach ball. Throw that right shoulder back and lift your arms forward. We're going to add eagle arms to our warrior one. So place the left arm on top of the right, bend both elbows, and same options that we have with eagle. You can rest your hands on your shoulders, you can let the backs of the hands touch, or you can hold your own hand for the extra wrap. And now look into your wrists, bring your elbows up to shoulder height. Keep your legs absolutely stationary. We're just going to move the upper body here, lifting up with the rib cage, and then exhale, fold forward. Not all the way down, just a slight fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. And as you fold, unwrap the arms and let your right arm rest on the right leg. Bring your left arm to the sky and then over the ear. Imagine that crown that you're wearing, that violet crown. And now let's capture the crown between the arms, making a V for victory, and lift all the way up and release. We're going to change our warrior legs into a lunge pose. So this front leg stays the same. Pick up your left heel, rotate, find your balance, shift up and down. And then reach your arms forward, chest comes forward, arrow lunge. Push that heel back, straightening out the leg, getting an extra stretch. From here, we're going to go into our standing splits, or maybe just a modified version, supported warrior three. Start to fold, hands come to the earth. If you want, you could use your block here. And now bear all the weight on the right foot and float the left foot up. You can stay here, supported warrior three, or draw the chest closer to the leg and lift the leg up higher for a deeper stretch, standing splits. One more breath cycle. Left knee to the chest, plant the foot, bend both knees and slowly roll all the way up. Roll the shoulders back, and we'll do that sequence on the other side. Turn to face your skinny end of your mat again. I've moved to the other end just so you can see me when we go into side angle. If you want to face your screen directly with your mat long dimension towards the screen, that's okay. Do whatever is right for you to see the poses and use your space available to you. All right, hands to heart center, starting with warrior one, shoulders back and down. Let your left heel become light and step it back. Small, medium, or deep. Drop the heel down, and now let's check our alignment. Heels on a balanced beam. Right toes pointing off towards the long end of the mat. Left knee bent towards the skinny end of the mat and over the second toe. Wiggle your toes, squeeze your beach ball. Throw your left shoulder back, looking off towards the left, arms forward. Right goes over the left. Bend the elbows. And once again, option 1, touch the shoulders. Option 2, backs of the hands. Option 3, hold your own hand. Keep squeezing that beach ball. Activate those inner thigh muscles. And we'll do a partial fold. Lift up, exhale, partial fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, partial fold. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, partial fold. And as you start your fold, unwrap the arms. Let the left arm rest on the left leg. Right arm to the sky and then over the ear. Breathe. Once again, picture that violet crown that you're wearing. And let's capture it between our arms, making a V. Inhale, lift up and release. Walk the feet together. All right, continuing with standing poses. This is another one that uses acupressure. And I'm actually going to turn around slightly. This is a pose where I am not going to be your mirror image. I'm going to call out left and right, and I'm going to use left and right as well. So I'm going to come a little bit closer as we set it up, just so you can see the arms. I'm turning slightly so my back is to you. Left arm. Take your left arm, reach across and grab your right earlobe with the thumb on top. So thumb is on top. Now take your right arm, reach across and grab your left earlobe. I'm going to turn around now because it doesn't matter. We're all set up. We're going to go into chair squat, but not just one, not just 3, 15 chair squats. Apply pressure to your earlobe. So if you have earrings on, move slightly away from your earrings. You don't have to press on your earrings. And add a little pressure. This is super brain yoga, integrating the left and the right sides of the brain. And we're going to go into our chair squat. Remember, same alignment that we always do. Tucking that navel in and tucking the tail between our legs. Inhale down, exhale up. Here we go. Inhale, squat, tuck the tail, and exhale up. Second time. And lift. Inhale. Keep pressing the earlobes. Inhale and exhale. This is 5. Inhale and exhale. Keep going. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep going. You're strong. Inhale, exhale. This is 10. Inhale, exhale. Press those earlobes. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Only 3 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Release your earlobes. Shake it out. Shake out the knees. And so those acupressure points on the earlobes, touching them and squeezing them both at the same time, it activates that integration of the brain, and then adding the squat moves our energy up and down. I didn't make this up. And it's shown to work. If you're interested, Google Super Brain Yoga and you will find that very pose over and over. All right, let's go into just 2 more standing poses. They're both balance poses. First one is tree pose. So think about your tall tree. Maybe your tree is wearing a violet crown because that's what we can do. We can use our imagination. If you need support, you can come next to a wall so that one of your branches might support you. I'm going to challenge you though, if you have your hand supporting, I'm going to ask you to take it away and then put it back. So either use your prop or not, your wall or your furniture, but know that I'm going to challenge you. Energize the feet, activating those muscles, and then pause the motion. Bring your hands to heart center, roll your shoulders back and down. Lift that left heel up and open the knee to the side. If I could see you, I know you can see me, but I can't see you, but if I could, I want to see the inner seam of your pants. I don't want to see the top of your pants. I want to see the inner seam. That's how wide that knee is open to the side. Now, if you want to come into the balance pose, but it makes you tippy to take the toe off the ground, and if you want to use your little support, go ahead, add one branch on your support, and then take that left foot to the right calf. You could grow the opposite branch. If you are hanging on to a wall or a piece of furniture, take the branch off. If you need to, touch it back. But try to challenge yourself to release that branch from your support and hold for one more breath cycle. And now release the pose. Same thing, opposite side. Again, if you need that support, go ahead and either turn around so you can touch your support or go to a different piece of furniture in your room. Again, I will challenge you to take your branch away from your support. Energize your tree trunks. And now pause the motion. Hands to heart center, shoulders back and down. Lift up your right heel. Open that right knee to the right. Now I want to see that inner seam of your pant leg. You can stay here in baby tree. You don't even have to pick up the foot and grow your branches. Or if you want, set one branch on a support and then come into your balance tree with the right foot on the left calf. If your branch is touching a support, take it off. If you need to, set it back down, but challenge yourself. See, can I keep my branch off of the support for one more breath cycle? Yes, you can. Release. Shake it out. Our next pose is balancing butterfly. So we will be going into a low squat with our feet in a V shape. So options here. If it's very difficult for you to get your hands all the way to the earth with your feet in a V shape, you could use a wall. You still want the V shape of your feet, and the V faces the wall, and you'll come into your squat with your hands touching the wall. That way you don't have to go as low if that's better for your knees. At the end of this pose, we'll go directly into a seated pose. So I'm going to go ahead and move my screen right now to a lower position, and then we'll go into balancing butterfly, and then we'll sit down. You can do the same. Go ahead and move your screen to a lower position. And once you're set up with your screen, you can join me with your feet in a V and coming down to the earth, letting your fingers touch the earth. Maybe this is another time that you could use a block to not go quite so low, or maybe you're at the wall. That's okay. Do whatever's right for you. Wherever you are, wherever your hands are touching, I want you to challenge yourself by taking your 10 fingers touching and take it to a smaller number. You don't have to go to 0. Maybe you just go to your peace fingers, 4, or 2, the index fingers, or 1. If you want to, you can go to 0, but you don't have to. Look at something that doesn't move. Breathe. One more breath cycle. And now everyone set your bottoms on the floor. Come into your mat, extending your legs forward, shake out the knees, and then come into a cross-legged pose. The reflexology point for the crown chakra is the tip of the toe. So go ahead and massage the tip of the big toe. Get not just the nail, get onto the skin, to the flesh of the toe. And give a little massage, both big toes, connecting the energy to your crown chakra. And now pause. We're going to go into a little folded pose from our easy sit, Sukhasana. So you're in a cross-legged pose. We're going to once again come into that sundial arm position. So take your fingertips behind your head and then crawl the fingertips to the opposite elbow. Take note of which arm is touching the back of your head. And now come into a little fold. Lift back up. And whichever arm is touching the head, go ahead and switch it. That's going to feel weird. It's going to feel a little different. Fold again. Lift back up. Release those arms. We're going to go into our fold one more time, and we're going to use our strap again. Just like we did standing, we're going to bring the strap behind our body, so you don't need very much distance. I've got about 6 inches between my hands. Could be 6, maybe about the width of your hips even, 6 to 8 to 10 inches. And now start to fold. Lift your hands up away from your body with the strap between your hands, or you could hold your own hand. Bow your head. Deep stretch for the hips, the low back, and now we've added the shoulders. Think of that crown. Feel the energy through the top of the head. One more breath cycle. And lift it all the way back up. Set your strap aside. And we're going to go into another pose that involves touching your body for pressure. This one is going to pull across the forehead. So if you're wearing glasses and those are going to be in the way, you could just take them off for this one pose. And take your 4 fingertips together, centering at your forehead at like a vertical line that goes up from the brow up to your hairline. And now pull the forehead apart, pulling the skin out towards the edges. Do one more here. And now we're going to start to move up the midline of the skull. So come up to the crown of the head. Do the same thing. Come to the back of the head. Pull from the midline, down and away. And now the very back of the head, right above the occipital ridge where your skull makes that little turn. Just add that little pressure and pull from the midline out. And now pause, take your index fingers right underneath that ridge and just massage little circles. Those little muscles underneath the occipital ridge called the suboccipitals. Give a little massage. They carry the weight of the head. And they carry a lot of tension there. So go ahead and just take one more breath cycle. And release. If you took off your glasses, you can put them back on. Roll those shoulders back. We're going to do one more acupressure point here before we do some more traditional poses. And this one has to do with headache pain. So we're going to find the acupressure point in the webbing between our index finger and our thumb. I'm going to come just a little closer to you so that you can see. All right, so the index finger and the thumb, there's this webbing here. So you're going to pinch it, but you're going to come closer to the index finger. And pinch that spot. Pinch it kind of hard and add a little circular motion. Breathe. Let's do this for 30 seconds. 6 breath cycles. Three more. One more. Other hand. Same thing. Find that webbing. Move a little bit closer to the index finger, but still below the knuckle. Pinch and add that circular motion. 6 breath cycles. Three more. Last one. Release. Wiggle out your fingers. Maybe you still feel that connection to that energy point where your hand was pinching that webbing, and that's just that circulation that you stimulated. I'm scooting back. We're going to go into cradle pose. So extend both legs forward. Pick up your right foot with the left hand and gently cradle. If you have to keep this foot far away from the body right now, that's okay. We haven't done a lot of stretching yet for the hips, so mind what your body is telling you. Pause the motion. We go into bound angle. Set the foot on the earth. Draw the opposite foot in, soles of the feet together, hands wrapped to the outside edges. Sit tall, and we're going to go into our round angle fold. So start to ease the chest forward, drop the elbows down, pressing onto the calves for a little deeper stretch on the inner thighs. Bow the head, take 2 breath cycles. And lift all the way up. We're going to go into half lotus and then half lotus fold. So straighten that left leg back out and pick up your right foot on top of the left thigh. The goal is to get the heel all the way up into the groin. Now that's a lot of flexion on the knee. If that doesn't feel right, then go ahead and keep it closer to the left knee, the right foot closer to the left knee. Listen to your body. Now if your foot wants to slide right back down, if you let go of it, you don't have to let go. You can keep your hands on that foot, sit tall, and we're going to go to a very small fold. So we just folded in bound angle when both legs were bent. This is deeper, so you won't fold as far. So draw that chest forward. You're going to feel that change the stretch. Relax the shoulders down and take 2 breath cycles. Inhale, lift up. And now we go into half hero pose. So taking this right foot, circle it around so we can place the toenails on the mat. Here's where you've got a lot of flexion on the knee that you might want to sit on a cushion or a yoga block. So I've tucked a yoga block underneath my sits bones. If that feels better, that'll reduce the flexion on the knee. If you don't need it, you can stay where you are. You're not sitting on the foot. The foot is off to the side and your hands rest on the legs, shoulders release. This is a resting pose, half hero pose. Tall spine, you're wearing that purple crown. One more breath cycle. And we're going to go back into cradle. So once again, circle that right foot back around, grab it with your left hand and pull that leg into your body, gently cradle. Pause the motion, send the foot towards your screen, and we will do the other side. Starting with cradle, draw your left foot in, pick it up with your right hand, cradle that bent leg with the arm, gently rock back and forth like you're rocking a baby. And now pause the motion, set the foot down, tucking the feet together into bound angle, hands on the outside edges of the feet. Ease the chest forward, drop the elbows towards the legs, bound angle fold. Bow your head, relax the back of the neck. One more breath cycle. Lift the chest, straighten that right leg back out, and we'll go into half lotus and half lotus fold. Tucking that heel as far as you can up towards the groin. But again, monitor your knee. If you need to move that foot away from the groin, you can. The closer you can get it to the groin, the deeper the stretch. But always monitor every part of your body because it's all involved. It's all integrated. And if you need to keep your hands on the foot so it doesn't slide right back down, you can. We'll go into that baby fold. This one's smaller than the bound angle fold. This one's a little bit more intense. Relax the shoulders. Bow the head, hold for 2 breath cycles. And lift the chest, going into half hero. So we're going to take this left foot and circle it around to set it next to the left hip. Toenails touch the mat. Remember, you can tuck your block under your hips if you want, or you can keep your hips resting on the mat. Hands rest on the legs, shoulders relaxed, spine is tall. Picture that crown, picture that swirling energy right above the crown of your head. Breathe. One more breath cycle. And we're going to take it back to cradle. So circle that left foot back to the front. Grab the foot with your right hand, cradle, and gently rock. Breathe. Pause. Release the foot, send that foot forward, shake out the knees, and we're going to go into our hands and knee poses here. Just a couple quick hands and knee poses, and then a kneeling salutation. So if you need support for your knees or a cushion for your knees, you can grab a pad, you can double up your own yoga mat, you can grab a hand towel, whatever's right for you. And then come into your table pose, your hands and knees pose. Spreading your hands wide, wrists beneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips. table pose. We're going to go into some hip circles here. So don't sink like this. Don't sink into your shoulders. Lift up through the center back, pressing your hands into the earth. Pick up your left knee, lift it up to the side, and now bring that foot up to the sky, pressing the heel, and now tuck the knee towards your chest. We'll do that twice more. Knee to the side, foot to the sky, knee to the chest. Last one, knee to the side, foot to the sky, knee to the chest, and now draw that foot forward to your hands. Bring the fingertips to the edges of your mat, sink up and down, stretching that hip flexor on the right leg. And now take both hands up to the left thigh, lift the chest. One more time, we're going to add that sundial pose with the arms. So bring your fingertips behind your head, crawl the hands towards your elbows, lift up through the rib cage, sundial lunge here. Breathe, picture that crown. One more breath cycle. And release your hands to the mat, tucking that left knee back down onto the mat. And we'll do that sequence on the other side. Lifting up through the shoulders, pressing the earth down and away. Bear the weight on your left knee, float that right knee up, come out to the side, push the heel to the sky, and then draw the knee to the chest. Twice more, knee to the side, heel to the sky, knee to the chest. Last one, knee to the side, heel to the sky, knee to the chest. Stay here, draw that foot all the way forward, fingertips to the edges of your mat, making little teepees. And now sink up and down and stretch the left hip flexor. Pause, bring both hands to that right thigh, lift the chest. Bring the fingertips behind the head, crawl the fingertips to the opposite elbow, lift up through the chest, come into a baby back bend. Breathe. Picture the energy on the top of your head. One more breath cycle. And release both hands to the earth. Tuck that knee back down onto the mat and sink into child's pose. Bow your head. We're going to go into a kneeling salutation here. We're going to do it 3 times, ending in plank. So let's start with just a baby version of the kneeling salutation, and then we'll add one pose on each time. Place your hands on your thighs. Inhale, lift your hips, lift your heart, lift your hands. Stretch. Exhale, fold from the hips. Let your hands find the mat. Crawl your hands to the top of your mat. And lower your ears between your arms. Lift through the armpits and melt your heart. Keep the hips high. Puppy pose. Breathe. Inhale, shift the chest forward. Move your hands so they are directly under your shoulders. Make sure your elbows are going to bend backwards. You're in knee plank, and we go into chaturanga. Bend the elbows, hold for 1 breath cycle. Straighten the elbows and sink back into your child's pose. Resting pose. Next time we're going to add a down dog. Bring your hands to your thighs. Inhale, lift your hips, lift your heart, lift your hands, stretch. Exhale, fold, let your hands find the mat. Back to table, crawl it forward, going into puppy. Ears between your arms, lift through the armpits, melt the heart. Inhale, shift the chest forward, hands directly beneath your shoulders. Coming into knee plank, bend the elbows backwards, hold for 1 breath cycle. Straighten the elbows, curl the toes onto the mat, and exhale the hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Ears close to the arms. Stretch through the backs of the legs. Lift through the armpits. Breathe. Lower the knees down. Child's pose. Last time we're going to add a plank pose. Breathe. Hands to your thighs. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the heart, lift the hands. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat, crawl it forward. Ears between your arms, lift through the armpits, melt the heart. Inhale, shift the chest forward, hands beneath your shoulders, setting up your knee plank. Make sure the elbows will bend backwards, coming into chaturanga, bend. One breath cycle. Straighten, curl the toes to the mat, exhale the hips to the sky, lift through the armpits. Inhale, shift forward, plank pose, push your heels away from you. Make a board between your heels and your shoulders. Slowly bend the elbows, coming down for 4, 3, 2, all the way down. And we're going into Sphinx pose. I'm at the top of my mat, so I'm going to inch my way back just a bit. And then place your elbows beneath your shoulders, palms flat, fingers spread wide. Pubic bone is pressing into the mat. Forearms, palms, elbows touching the mat. Knees are on the mat, thighs are on the mat, toenails touch the mat. Everything stays on the mat. Inhale, grow through your shoulders. Exhale, relax. 2 more, Sphinx pose. Grow through the crown of your head. Picture your crown. Inhale. Wear your crown. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, release. Place your hands below your head, going into crocodile pose. Bring your forehead to your hands. Whichever hand is on top, switch it and place your forehead back down. Lift your head, place your hands onto the mat so you can push back into child's pose. And we're going to modify child's pose with rabbit pose today, connecting to the crown of the head, the crown chakra. Breathe. Bring your arms back so your hands cup your heels. And then bring your head to the mat with your nose as close to your knees as possible. On your next inhale, lift your hips. Draw your nose a little closer. 2 more breath cycles. Lower your hips. Bring your hands forward. Pull your body forward to set your hips on the mat, and we're going to go to lying on our back poses. So you can move your knee pad out of the way. We're done with that. We are going to use our strap for some stretches, so have it close by, and then lower your body all the way down. We're going to start with our stretches here. So grab your prop, whether it's a belt or a strap or even a hand towel, any piece of fabric as long as it's not stretchy, a scarf, a necktie. Go ahead and draw your right knee into your chest. Place your prop on the sole of the right foot. Extend that to the sky. And just pull the straight leg in and out a few times. And now hold the pressure in. Relax your shoulders down. Feel that stretch on the back of the leg. Relax your face. Breathe. One more breath cycle. Release the pressure, but keep the leg up in the air. Straighten your left leg out. And we're going to lower that leg across the body, holding the strap with your left hand. Keep both shoulders connected to the mat. Stretching the outer thigh and hip. Put a tiny bend in the knee. Extend the leg to the sky again. And now switch the hands. So now your right hand is holding the strap and open the leg to the right, stretching the inner thigh and groin. Keep both shoulders connected to the earth and relaxed. Breathe. One more breath cycle. Put a tiny bend in the knee, bring that leg back to vertical. Bend your left leg again so the foot is flat, and we're going to do the first stretch again, pulling that leg in. And maybe you notice that you have a little bit more range of motion the second time around. Bend your knee and remove the strap. Plant that right foot flat on the mat, draw your left knee in, place the prop on the sole of the left foot, extending that leg to the sky, and start with just a little motion, pulling that straight leg in and then releasing. And now hold the pressure in, keep both shoulders relaxed. You can hold the strap ends with one or both hands. Breathe. One more breath cycle. Release the pressure, but keep the leg vertical. Straighten out that right leg so we can go across the body, lowering that leg across the body, holding the strap in the right hand. Keep both shoulders connected to the earth. Stretching outer thigh and hip. Put a small bend in the knee, bring the leg back to vertical. Pass the strap into the opposite hand, and now open the leg out towards the left. Keep both shoulders connected to the mat. Inner thigh stretch, groin. One more breath cycle. Put a small bend in the knee and bring that leg back to its candlestick pose. Bend your right knee again, planting the foot flat, and now pull that left leg towards you, and hopefully you see a little bit different range of motion. You can get a deeper stretch here with those additional stretches to the side. One more breath cycle. Bend the knee, remove the prop, and set it off to the side. We're done with that. Hug both knees into the chest, add a little sway. We're going to go into our figure 4 stretch here. A little different modification for the hands today. Plant your feet flat. Pick up your right foot and set it on top of the left thigh. Open the knee out to the side. We're not going to place the hands behind the thigh today. We're going to place the hands onto the right foot. So draw that left thigh in. Take your right hand and place it on the sole of the right foot. And now you're going to cross the wrists, taking your left hand, place it on the ankle. And now use your hands to draw that leg in and use your left leg to push that leg closer. Relax your shoulders and then look up at the ceiling. Just a variation of the hands here for figure 4. Just trying something different. Maybe you find that you get a little different stretch by using your hands on the foot versus the hands behind the thigh. So it's just a little variation on the stretch that we know and love. One more breath cycle. And release. We'll switch to the opposite side. So pick up that left foot, bring it on top of the right thigh. This time, again, we're not going to grab behind the thigh. You can go ahead and lift the right foot up, but take your left hand, place it on the sole of the left foot. Take your right hand and place it on the ankle of the left foot. And now use your hands to draw that leg in and use your right leg to help push the leg in towards your body. Relax the shoulders down, close your eyes, breathe. One more breath cycle. And release. Extend your legs long for a full body stretch. Arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, yawn. Do that again. Inhale. Exhale, yawn. We're going to finish with just a few more poses here. We've got one strength pose left, and that is a bridge. So place your feet flat on the mat, drawing your heels towards your bottom. Imagine there's a small balloon between your knees. So your knees are not touching. They're separated just a small balloon, like a grapefruit-sized balloon. Place your arms flat on the mat, palms facing down, and press the upper arms into the earth. We're going to briefly come up to a full bridge, but then I'm going to ask you to come back halfway. So we're not going to stay at our full bridge point. So push your feet into the earth, lift your hips up as high as you can, and now come halfway. Stay here. Keep pressing the upper arms into the mat. Breathe, pressing the feet, the heels, the balls of the feet into the mat. So here we're asking the lower body, the legs, the hips, the lower abdominal muscles to work a little harder to keep this halfway point. One more breath cycle. Lower down, release for a second, and now we'll go into our full bridge. Inhale, lift it all the way up. If you want, walk your shoulder blades together and hold your own hand beneath your body. Keep pressing on that imaginary balloon between your knees. Keep pressing your arms into the mat. Take one more breath cycle. Release your arms, release your bottoms to the mat, and hug your knees. Add a little sway. So we finished strong there with a strength pose at the end. We'll complement that with happy baby pose. Keep your knees bent, flex your feet, knees and feet are wide. Let the soles of the feet look up at the ceiling. Place your hands on your shins, ankles, big toes, or wrap the fingers onto the soles of the feet and draw those knees into your armpits. Relax the shoulders, close your eyes. If you want, add a little sway. If you want to add a baby kick, you can partially straighten one knee and then the other. That'll give you an extra hamstring stretch. You can do it while you sway, or you can do it as a static. Pause the motion. Hands come down one at a time. Bring the feet down. Lengthen the legs. We've got one more acupressure point to activate and connect with. And that's the point right at the center of the chest, beneath the clavicle. Press on that point, right at the center of the breastbone. You can use either index finger. And now with the pressure, make little circles. And this is the point that connects to our stress. So connecting to this energy line helps to relieve stress. And just like we did that tapping motion onto the low back pressure point, you can take your two fingers, index finger and middle finger, and just tap on that point. And let's either circle or tap for 30 seconds. 6 breath cycles. Three more. Last one. Now release. Relax into your relaxation pose, corpse pose, or whatever pose you find comfortable. Keep your eyes closed. Let your body relax. Maybe you still feel the sensation of touch at the center of your chest where you were either pressing or tapping. Again, that's circulation that you stimulated with that pressure on that point. Survey your body. Picture your crown. Picture that energy, that fiery ball glowing with the violet color. And for a moment, let's just go all the way up, all the chakras. The root chakra at the tailbone, glowing red. The sacral chakra at the pelvis area, glowing orange. The solar plexus, just below the navel, glowing yellow. Moving from the root or the lower chakras, the physical chakras, to that connection, the heart chakra, glowing green. throat chakra growing blue, third eye chakra glowing indigo, and finally your crown chakra growing violet. Take one more breath cycle. And we're going to transition to a seated pose. However you want to get to a seated pose. I'm sitting on a block. You can, if you like, or you could extend your legs forward. Whatever's comfortable to you. And we'll close with a quote today from an author named Robin Sharma. And he wrote, "Never forget the importance of living with unbridled exhilaration." I see this with my grandkids. I mean, just laugh, my friends. Laugh, cry, make noise, breathe deeply, love deeply. Unbridled. Hands outside your hips. Inhale to the sky. Let your thumbs touch your mind, your spirit, breath in your body. The spirit in me honors the spirit in all of you. Thank you for joining me in this 7th of our series that honored the chakras. Today's was the crown chakra. You can go back and find the other ones. They're recorded on this Facebook group. So if you want to go through them again at any time, I hope you enjoyed the crown chakra. My friends, thank you. Namaste, and keep breathing.